You've heard the tales. You've felt the chills. But have you ever wondered what it truly takes to call forth the dead? To summon the spirits from beyond? Welcome, brave souls, to the depths of darkness. Today, we will explore 5 disturbingly real ways to summon ghosts. These rituals have been passed down through the ages, carried by whispers, and have claimed the curiosity and lives of many who dared to try. Are you ready to invite something into your world that should never be called? Proceed, but know this. Once the door is opened, there's no guarantee it can be shut again. The bloody handprint, a dark ritual to summon ghosts. Tonight, I'll share with you a chilling ritual that has haunted the darkest corners of the world for centuries. A ritual that, once completed, will bring the dead to your doorstep. It's called the bloody handprint. This isn't a tale nor a myth. This is a ritual, and it starts with a simple but horrifying request. Summon the spirit of a ghost by leaving your own bloody handprint on the wall. To perform the bloody handprint, you will need only 3 things: a darkened room, a mirror, and your own blood. Most importantly, your willingness to stare into the void of the unknown. First, choose the location. The ritual must be done in a place where spirits are believed to linger, preferably a room that's been untouched for years, a place full of sorrow or tragedy, a place where the dead may be restless. Once you've found the right room, extinguish all light sources. The room must be shrouded in darkness. The only light must come from the single candle you've placed on the table. Then, take the mirror and place it in front of you, facing the wall where you'll leave your mark. This is where the ritual takes a dark turn. Take a sharp object, anything that will draw your blood. Cut your palm deeply enough that blood will flow freely. As the blood drips, use your hand to leave a print on the wall, right in front of the mirror. The ritual must be precise. The handprint must be clear, dark red against the pale surface. Once the bloody handprint is made, step back and focus on the mirror. Do not look away. The moment you break eye contact with the mirror, the ritual will fail. You must stare into your reflection as the darkness begins to thicken around you. This is when the spirits will start to notice you. At first, there will be silence. Then, soft whispers will begin. At first, you may think it's your imagination, or perhaps the wind. But it's not. The shadow is the first sign. It's the spirit, drawn by your blood, reaching for the mark you've left on the wall. Some say it's just a trick of the mind, but others know better. The mirror shows what we cannot see with our eyes, and what's reflected there is not of this world. If you're still brave enough to continue, the next step is the hardest. After the spirit reveals itself, you must speak aloud the words, "I invite you to show yourself." As you do, you will feel the air grow colder, the shadows closing in around you. The temperature will drop. Your breath will turn to mist, and then it will be there. You will see them, the ghost, the spirit, and it will know you. You've invited it. You've called it with your own blood, and it will not leave until it is satisfied. Once the spirit has been summoned, you cannot dismiss it. It will follow you, haunt you, until it has taken what it came for. Whether that is your sanity, your soul, or something more, it depends on the spirit. And no matter how many times you try to stop, the bloody handprint will remain. It will be a reminder of the dark force you unleashed and the horror that follows. So, do you dare? Or will you walk away from this dark corner of the world? The choice is yours. But remember, once the ritual begins, there's no turning back. The Black Salt Circle. The Black Salt Circle is a powerful and dangerous ritual, used by those who seek to make contact with forces beyond our world. While salt is often used in protection rituals, when the salt is blackened, whether by fire, by curse, or through dark intention, it becomes an instrument for summoning the unknown. But what happens when you step inside the circle? What happens when the barrier between the living and the dead, the seen and the unseen, begins to thin? Let's take a step into the unknown. To perform the ritual, one must first gather the ingredients, black salt, of course, but also a symbol of the thing you wish to summon. A blood-red candle, placed at the center of the circle, is key. The ritual is said to draw power from the depths of darkness, but it comes at a price. a price that might not be immediately apparent. Once the circle is complete, the practitioner must sit silently within it, focusing on the symbol. But it's not just the symbol that will draw attention. It's the darkness you invite. You see, the black salt circle doesn't simply summon spirits. It calls to something older, something more malevolent. One man, an occultist, found himself trapped within his own creation. He had called upon someone that was never meant to be brought to our world. As the ritual progressed, the whispers grew louder. At first, they were nothing more than faint murmurs. Until they were not. Until they were voices, real voices, coming from nowhere. He tried to break the circle, but it was too late. The salt had bound him in place, and whatever he had summoned wasn't interested in leaving. His screams echoed through the house for hours. The police found nothing but a charred, empty room, and the salt, still there, blacker than before, as though feeding off the terror it had unleashed. You see, the black salt circle does not protect you, traps you. Once inside, there is no way out, and the longer you remain, the more it changes you. The salt, the ritual, they feed on fear, on pain, on the very essence of your soul. Some say if you're lucky, you'll survive the encounter, but your mind will never be the same. Others vanish without a trace, their names lost to time. All that remains is the circle, a silent reminder of the darkness they called forth. And so, remember this: if you ever find yourself in possession of black salt, or if you happen upon a circle drawn in darkness, tread carefully. Some doors, once opened, can never be closed again. The dark web ritual. This is not a story. It's a warning. What you're about to hear is real and terrifying. The dark web is home to the forbidden, the unimaginable, and rituals that should never have been discovered. It starts innocently enough. A curious user, searching through the hidden forums, stumbles across a thread that promises to reveal ancient, forbidden knowledge. The title is simple, the ritual, but the description is chilling. Do it in the dead of night. Follow every instruction precisely. Fail, and the consequences will be permanent. You're warned. No one knows exactly what the ritual is or how it originated, but many who have attempted it say it opens a door, one that should never have been touched. The instructions are clear, yet cryptic. Each step must be followed with utter precision. It's believed that this ritual isn't just a digital construct. It's something far older, something far more dangerous. Step 1. Find the artifact, a file, a link, hidden in the deepest part of the dark web. Some say it's encrypted with a code no one has cracked. Others swear it's right there for anyone willing to look. Step 2. Open the artifact at precisely 3 a.m. This is crucial. A delay of even 1 second could alter the ritual's outcome. Once you open the file, a video will play. It will show you something that shouldn't exist. It will feel like you're being watched. And you are. Step 3. You must speak the words shown on the screen aloud. Don't stop. Don't hesitate. You might feel strange. Some say they hear voices during this part, voices that aren't their own. Some say they see figures in the corner of their vision, standing just outside the light. Step 4. Wait. The silence will be overwhelming. The ritual is supposed to awaken something dark, something watching. The digital screen may freeze, the sound may cut out, but the ritual is not over. It is just beginning. Step 5. When the screen goes black, do not look away. The next 30 seconds will decide your fate. That's when the entity crosses over from the digital realm to the physical one. And finally, step 6. Destroy your device immediately. Immediately. If you wait, if you hesitate, you risk becoming part of the ritual forever. The entity will attach itself to you, following you, haunting your every step. It will appear in your dreams, in your reflection, in the dark corners of your room. No one knows exactly what happens to those who fail the ritual. Some vanish without a trace. Others have been found, staring at their screens, their faces twisted in horror, lips muttering incoherently, as if they're trying to speak something that's already inside them. And there are whispers, that the entity never truly leaves, that it lurks, waiting, watching. So ask yourself, are you brave enough to try? Or will you heed the warning? The Ouija board, a gateway to darkness. A simple game? Or something far more sinister? Many believe it's just a harmless way to communicate with the beyond. But others know it as a doorway to something darker, something evil. Let's start with its origins. The Ouija board, also known as a spirit board, was first marketed as a parlor game in the late 19th century. It was presented as a means to communicate with spirits, a fun and innocent way to connect with the dead. But spirits don't always come in peace, and some have learned this the hard way. One of the most chilling accounts comes from the 1920s. A young woman, Mary, gathered with friends to test the Ouija board. They laughed at first, dismissing it as nonsense, until the board began moving on its own. It spelled out words they couldn't understand, then a name they did. It was Mary's late brother, Thomas, who had died under mysterious circumstances just a few months earlier. But the communication didn't stop there. The spirit, or whatever was using the board, began to make its intentions clear. It warned Mary of a danger, something darker than they could comprehend. Over the following nights, the board's messages grew more cryptic and violent. It demanded things, strange rituals and acts. And as time went on, Mary's friends started to vanish one by one, each disappearing under inexplicable circumstances. Mary was the last to go missing. Some say she was never taken. She was consumed. Today, Ouija boards are still sold in stores across the world. But for those who dare to use them, the consequences can be devastating. The Ouija board doesn't just connect you with spirits. It opens a door, a portal that, once opened, can never truly be closed. The beings on the other side don't forget, and they don't forgive. So, the next time you consider reaching for that board, remember the warning. Some doors, once opened, can never be closed. The Candlelit Séance. Many believe that the dead are gone forever, but what if they're closer than we think? A Candlelit Séance, an ancient and dangerous ritual, can open the doorway between this world and the next. But it comes at a price. Always, the ritual begins with a single candle, its flame representing the boundary between life and death. A circle must be formed, a ring of protection, though many believe the circle is useless against what lurks in the darkness. Those who perform the ritual must sit in silence, waiting for the spirits to make their presence known. Once the candles are lit, the silence deepens. The room grows colder. The spirits begin to stir, drawn by the energy that the flame emits. The ritual is often described as a way to reach out, but few understand what they are truly inviting into their presence. According to the texts that have survived, the séance is not meant to speak to the dead, but to unleash them. The candle's flame is the key, but also the lock. The more the circle is disturbed, the more the spirits strain to escape it. And once the flame is extinguished, the door is wide open. What happens next varies, but it is always dangerous. Some spirits arrive peacefully, lingering in the shadows, waiting to be heard. Others, far more dangerous, arrive with anger. They are not ready to leave this world and will stop at nothing to return to their physical bodies. Some believe the candle is not merely a light, but a beacon, a call to the souls trapped in the space between worlds. Those who dare to complete the ritual may think they are simply contacting spirits, but many have found themselves changed. Once the flame flickers out, the ritual is complete, but not for the spirits. They remain, and those who perform the séance, they often vanish. Some are never seen again, swallowed whole by the darkness. Others, they come back, but they are never the same. The Candlelit Séance, a ritual of the past. Or is it? Would you dare to try it? Leave your thoughts below. 5 ways to reach beyond the veil. 5 doors that should remain closed. But if you choose to open them, remember, some doors, once opened, never truly close again. Sleep tight, if you can, and like, share, and subscribe if you dare. Stay safe, stay curious.